let's talk position groups, big picture. We're going to start with whatever position you want. What is the most important position on this football team to make the difference between just simply, I don't know, run of the mill 12-1 Big Ten champion versus actually having a big season and doing something that matters, like winning a national championship?
I think it's the offensive line. I interviewed a high school kid the other day. I covered a high school game, and he said our coach always talks about how the heartbeat of every team is the offensive line. And it's so true. If you're able to move the football, and not even score a touchdown every time, but able to move the football and change field position, man, does that really change the tenor of the football game. And you lean on the opposing defense, and in the fourth quarter, you're getting those tough yards that maybe you weren't able to get in the first quarter. So it's a lot that goes into it. But I think the offensive line, it's twofold here. It's improved run blocking. Um, Improved run blocking is something that this team's got to have. Better lanes for Travion Henderson. At times, the fits just weren't right, and he was getting hit at or near the line of scrimmage. And he's not a guy, at least last year, that was capable of running through, churning through contact, maybe like a Beanie Wells or somebody, some kind of big Duraback like that. But so to me, run blocking is integral, and I think they're going to be fine there this year. But I think the other one is pass protection. They kept C.J. Stroud perfect with a clean pocket for the most part last year, and really that's going to be a big question because Paris Johnson's moving from left guard out or from guard out to tackle, and DeJuan Jones is at tackle. He didn't play particularly well against Michigan. You have two new guards with Matt Jones and Donovan Jackson, and then Whippler is back at center. So really, that to me, that group's got to play great football for this team to live up to all of the hype. And are they a national championship caliber offensive line? We really don't know that as of today. It's possible, I suppose. So it's hard to really get a read on this team. People are like, what's the depth chart look like, and these kind of things, and they really don't. We don't get to watch a whole lot of practice. I mean, very little, and you can't really glean a whole lot from what they tell us. I mean, they have really done a great job of keeping the lid on most of the developments over there in terms of scheme and how they're going to attack people on both sides of the ball, and it's all going to be a wonderful surprise that is unwrapped a week from Saturday. So, but backups on the offensive line. If we were looking at it across there, it seems like Enoch Vamahi would be a guard. Maybe Ben Christman would be a guard. Jacob James would maybe the backup center. And then the backup tackles look like Zen Machowski and Josh Fryer. That looks to me like the pretty solid backup five. I don't know, Tony, if you have any other thoughts, but to me, I think going into the season, I'd rate this unit as a B plus type unit, and a chance to earn an A depending on how they attack their business, I guess, going into the season.
Yeah, I think that's the depth chart. Nick, that backup right guard can be any number of guys. Ben Christman, I think we saw him in there last with the twos. I think the defensive line is another good guess or pick, but I'll leave that for Kevin, and I'll just say the secondary, because this is a group of, and while everything is one up front, I'll leave the free spaces for everybody else. I will do the actual analysis, the analytical part of the show for all of these people. But no, I think the safeties, the cornerbacks, so much is riding on those guys. One, staying healthy. Two, doing the job that Jim Knowles has for them to do. This is a group of corners. Denzel Burke is one of the best in the country. Cam Brown has been around forever, has yet to really be fully healthy all of the time. And can he do that? Jordan Hancock, the number 3 corner, has been injured. J.K. Johnson, the number 4 corner, redshirt freshman, missed all of last season. The only guys that haven't been injured in the cornerback room is just Jair Brown, the true freshman. The other true freshman, Ryan Turner, is dealing with injuries through camp. And then you look at the safeties, and every single guy in the two deep of the strong safety and the free safety have missed portions or entire seasons with injuries. So there's all kinds of injury concerns at positions that if they can't handle it, then things are going to get bad or can get bad. And you look at examples in the past where in 2020, they ran out of defensive backs, and that's why you saw them playing 4 linebackers, because they didn't have anybody else they trusted, and Alabama took advantage of it. They have more numbers now, but these guys have to stay healthy. And you're asking Ronnie Hickman to play a position that he didn't play last year. You're asking Josh Proctor to play a position that he didn't play last year. And Court Williams, they're still trying to find a spot for him, and it might be a part-time thing. Lathan Ransom coming off of a terrible leg injury, but he's full go now and playing a number of different positions all over with the safeties. So I think everything can work out really, really well, but none of it has yet. And these guys have been working to experience success for a long time, and it's not happened for most of them yet. So I think there's concerns there, but I'll pick the secondary, knowing that the answer is up front.
Yeah, I guess that leaves me with the defensive line, since Tony set it up on a tee. They certainly have the guys that certainly have the names and the star rankings, but we haven't certainly seen the results yet. The last year they came up short a lot of times. They were a half second late, whether or not it was a matter of opposing quarterbacks were sped up enough to know to get away, but it just didn't really feel that there was enough havoc being caused by the defensive line. And you lose some guys. They certainly have the names now. You lose Tyler Friday for the whole season. He's back. Yeah, JT Tuimoloau came in. He committed on July 4th. He came in shortly after that. Didn't have an opportunity really to have much run up, and he's out there playing. Played more than Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer's heavier. Remember, Jack Sawyer didn't have a final season in Pickerington because he was getting ready to make the jump for college, and there was the crazy belief that maybe it would be spring football versus fall football when all the things were going on. What do you have in terms of your interior line? I think that one of the big things for me is the fact that under the Jim Knowles system, the defensive linemen are not going to have as many responsibilities for some other things, and they can kind of pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. And I think that's going to be very important. But until we see who the guys are going to be, you can sit there and Larry can say, oh, I got 10, 12 guys I can play. Does that mean that everybody's going to get 30 snaps? Is that what it's going to be? Or are we going to get into a point where Jim Knowles is like, well, these are the 6 guys that are really getting it done for us the most. Let's not get to the point of where we're just trying to make sure everybody's cool with 32. Let's get these guys, the guys that are productive out there, because you could have plenty of gas in the tank in the quarter, but a lot of Ohio State games don't go into the fourth quarter. So, get out there, be productive, and get things done when you can, and, figure the rest out later.